Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Storytime channel. I'm Pallavi reading interesting storybooks for you. Today I'm reading The Day When I Stopped Drinking Milk. Chapter number 10, Sticky Bottoms, written by the great Sudha Murty. Now, let's go through it. A few years ago, I was going out of town and was about to board a train. From a distance, I saw Venkat on the railway platform. I can never miss Venkat anywhere because he stands out in a crowd. He is tall, thin, and always wears white. The moment I saw him, I immediately got into a train compartment so that he could not see me. I went to my air conditioned cup where there were four seats. Three of them were already occupied. I sat on the fourth seat by the window and thought that I should start reading. As I opened my bag to get out of the book, I heard, "Oh, it's you! It is my good luck that you are on this train. I am also traveling by the same train." Without lifting my head, I knew that it was Venkat's voice. He was standing in front of me like a coconut tree. "Yes, yes," I stammered. As usual, he did not care about what I was saying. "I thought I saw you on the platform standing next to this train, and then you disappeared, so I wasn't sure. I decided to search for you. Your quick disappearance told me that you must be on this train. I was wondering how to start looking for you, but fortunately I found you in the first compartment. I searched. Ha ha ha. He laughed to himself. "My search is better than your computer search." Then he looked around the compartment and said, "Oh, all the other seats are taken." He requested the passenger sitting next to me, "Sir, we are really good friends, but we haven't seen each other for a long time. Would you mind exchanging my seat with yours?" The occupant of the seat was a young man in his mid-twenties with earphones plugged in. He could not hear Venkat properly but understood what was happening and said, "What is your seat number?" I was praying that he would refuse to move seats, but to my misfortune he said yes. Now Venkat became my traveling companion for the next 8 hours. I have known Venkat for more than half a century. He is a good nature and helps everyone in need. But the quirk about Venkat is that he talks too much and does not even realize or care whether the other person is listening to him. The train left the station and Venkat immediately started chatting about something consequential. My mind slipped away and I started recollecting incidents with Venkat over the years. In school, Venkat was in the debate club. If the time limit for debate was 3 minutes, his introduction to the subject itself was at least 4 minutes. All of us in the class were tired of his incessant talk. Even the teachers regularly told him to be aware and try to talk less, but he would say, "Sir, I have verbal diarrhea and I can't help myself." In the end, our class became more patient, but Venkat did not change. Once there was a debate competition in our school. Venkat started his speech. Knowing his nature, our teacher rang the calling bell in 2 minutes. Even though the limit was 3 minutes, but Venkat continued speaking. The second bell rang, warning him that he must stop. He took the calling bell from the teacher's desk, kept it in his pocket, and continued talking. After a minute, our department peon came and took away his mic. Then Venkat had to step down. He never ever won a prize for debates. Nobody in class wanted him as a teammate in any activity because he talked continuously and gave people a headache. It also took very long to get any work done with him in the team. We all thought that he would end up being the company chairman of either aspirin or Gendubam. He would make an excellent salesperson for these companies. After we graduated from school, Venkat did not work much because he inherited money and invested it wisely. As a result, he got regular income from his investments. Soon our school classmates started getting married one by one, and we all wondered who would get married to Venkat. We even had a bet that his wife would run away within a year of marriage, unless, of course, she was deaf. Eventually, Venkat got married to Latha. She was nice, friendly, and very quiet. After a year of marriage, I asked her, Lata, how do you handle Venkat's constant chatter? She said, it is very easy. I pretend that I am listening to a radio. But even a radio can be turned off. Well, I mentally switch off. That's all. Otherwise, Venkat is a fantastic husband. He is very kind to my family and me. He takes care of everything at home. Some people just talk a lot. She spoke lightly and gently about her husband. Venkat was very fond of parties and celebrations. When he had his first baby, he called us for a party. I went at the specified time, but all his other friends came an hour late because they knew that the later they came, the less they would have to hear Venkat's chatter. Unfortunately, I was not as smart. The moment I reached, Venkat started describing Lata's labor pains, the delivery, the baby's vaccination, and its progress through every month until the day of the party. I felt like leaving my gift on his table and running away. I had finally learned my lesson about spending time with Venkat. I remember another incident. One day, Venkat came to my house just to talk. It was hard for me to say no because he is very kind person. I told him I am in a hurry. Is there anything specific you would like to discuss? Not really, he replied. If you are in a hurry, you go. I will wait here for you. People at home were terrified because nobody could sit and talk to Venkat for so long. I told him, okay, in that case, I will talk to you for 15 minutes and then I have to go. Venkat said, sounds fine. I wanted to let you know that I am building a new house. I knew that he would not stop for the next 15 minutes. He continued, you have already seen the huge house built by my grandfather. He used so much cement that one could have easily built 4 houses out of it. The kitchen was so huge that it could accommodate 100 people. We could even perform a small wedding there. The entire site was used to build 3-story house. You know that my father is the only son of his parents, so he inherited the house and made some foolish changes listening to his expert Vastu friend. He removed the door from where people used to enter and shifted it to the side instead. So the side window had to be closed. He changed the beautiful red oxide floor to tiles. He even converted the first floor into an open space for religious discourses. The people who came for these discourses were all quite old. They couldn't even climb the first floor, so he had to make lift for them. Then he broke open the bedroom. He spent so much money in renovation that he could have built a new house instead. My mother was very upset about the changes in the ancestral home. So she started pestering me to build a new house on the same site. My wife Lata was very happy living on the second floor of the old house because it is in a very convenient location. It has good schools and shops nearby, is in a good neighborhood. There is a park in front of our house, which is almost like a private park, but it is maintained by a Bangalore corporation. I really feel that it is just like having my own personal park. I wanted to stop his rambling, so I interrupted. Tell me, how are you building this new house? Oh, I have to satisfy everyone. Keep them happy. In our house, we have 5 people but 50 opinions. Now, my son also participates in the discussion. We are demolishing the old house and building a new in the same place. I have brought the plan just to show you. Bangalore Corporation may approve of my plan, but people at home may not. So first I got it approved at home, and now I am on my way to the corporation. Then he opened his plan. I saw some drawings, but I was not really interested. I thought that this was a good opportunity to tell Venkat to leave. I think you should rush to the corporation, I said. Their department will close. Oh, don't worry about it. I have an agent. I told him to call me whenever the officer comes. Now it is a lunch hour there, so the officer may not come back for some time. I was really scared that Venkat might stay for another 2 hours at my house. With every passing minute, I was getting fed up. But Venkat never realized it. He continued, see this plan. Here is the entrance to the house. The first room is small veranda, but not as small as normal verandas. It should be enough to leave the chappals outside. I want to put a few wooden benches so that people can sit down comfortably and remove or wear their slippers. Then we have another veranda where we can greet people formally. So I'll keep some sofas and chairs there. You know, everyone enters the living room in our current home. Lata doesn't like that at all, and I must obey her instructions because she spends most of her time at home. Just then his cell phone rang. He picked it up and said, okay. I breathed a sigh of relief. Maybe the corporation officer was back. But he finished talking in a few seconds. Then he looked at me and said, well, the corporation engineer is on vacation today. We have plenty of time now. I can explain each room to you. You don't have to Venkat. These days you get three-dimensional pictures on the computer that you can walk through. Oh, yes, you are right. I have my laptop also. I can show you. He opened his laptop. Now I knew that I was his prisoner. I remembered the advertisement. फेविकॉल का जोड़ है टूटेगा नहीं. I decided to be brave and end it. I got up and told Venkat, sorry Venkat, I have to go somewhere. He smiled at me and said, your driver went for a lunch a few minutes ago. I saw him leave through the window. You have to wait for him anyway. Until he comes, I can ask for your suggestion. Then he asked me, now where was I? You have been here in front of me forever, I said scarcely. As usual, Venkat did not understand. Oh, I thought I was in the veranda of my house. he continued, opening his laptop. With my newfound bravado, I thought of another way of cutting him off. I got up and walked toward the main door. Venkat, let us do this. I will come to your house soon. Lata will also be there. We can sit down and discuss in detail then. I stepped outside hoping to see my driver. Now Venkat had to get up and leave. I was brought back to the present with the sound of the chaiwala. I was on the train. Venkat was still chatting away, remembering these incidents. I did not know if I could listen to him politely for the rest of the journey. The only escape route I had was to use the train toilet, but even I could not sit there for more than 5 minutes with the level of hygiene they have in there. Venkat changed the subject and started telling me about his recent trip to Japan. Now I got ready to hear about Japan, its GDP, its people, and Venkat's journey from the day he went to till the day he came back. Venkat continued, Japanese people are extremely sensitive. They will never say what's on their minds. They show calmness outside, but they are not like that inside. They feel very shy to refuse and consider it bad manners. Suddenly, I remember, hey Venkat, have you heard about sticky bottoms? Venkat did not know what it was, so he stopped to think for a minute. I told him, in Japan, if somebody has a guest and they don't leave for a long time, the host brings a broom and keeps it upside down. They do this when they have a lot of work to do and don't have time to entertain the guest anymore. The moment the guest sees the broom upside down, he or she understands. So the guest leaves politely. That person is called a sticky bottom. Oh, that's a nice concept. Maybe I should tell Lata. When some people come and never leave our house, she can keep the broom that way. Venkat, nobody in our country will understand because most of us are not that sensitive. I was thinking about how could I tell Venkat that he was one of them. By this time, my station had come and I was very happy. I thought to myself, why is Venkat like this? He is so insensitive and talks too much. Is it because he has a lot of energy or no hobbies, no special responsibilities, and no aim in life? Or maybe it is because of anxiety. I don't know. He speaks all the time and spends all his energy. I was getting ready to get down. Venkat suddenly exclaimed, Hey, what about my stop? Where is it? Then he realized that he had already passed his station. Do you like Venkat's story? Then tell me in the comment box and subscribe our channel. Bye bye.